More troubles for Alaska Airlines, this time an engine problem. Bush and McCain fire up the rhetoric just in time for today's Delaware primary. And an amazing comeback leads to a record-tying victory for Tiger Woods. This is the CBS Morning News for Tuesday, February 8th. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Julie Chen. There's been another incident involving an Alaskan Airlines jet. Moments after an Alaskan Air MD-80 took off from San Francisco last night, sparks were seen flying from the jet's left engine. The problem was captured on home video. Flight 289 en route to Seattle landed safely, and the passengers flew to Seattle on another jet.
It just went down when we were making the ascent up. It started to go down, and I mean, I thought that was strange. But, you know, and then he said we were re-landing.
Last week, an Alaskan Air MD-83 crashed off California, killing 88 people. The pilots reported problems with the horizontal stabilizer. It is reported this morning that radar data appears to indicate a piece of the jet breaking off before it plunged into the Pacific. And federal aviation officials are investigating a fatal mid-air collision in the sky over Southern California. Two single-engine planes collided on Monday, killing all 4 people on board. One of the planes hit a power line before slamming into a golf course, narrowly missing several golfers.
I was about to hit my shot, just basically 100 feet from the airplane. When we looked up, we heard the explosion.
We looked up to see this other aircraft just falling straight down, almost on top of our heads.
The other plane fell into trees near a crowded freeway. No one on the ground was injured. A hijacked Afghani airliner is still sitting at an airport outside London this morning with more than 150 hostages on board. Kimberly Dozier is at Stansted Airport with the latest. Kimberly.
Good morning, Julie. Well, it's day 2 for the people on this aircraft. 8 were released yesterday, including one family, a mother, a father, and 2 infants. They say the hijackers treated them well, but conditions on the plane are uncomfortable and getting worse. Police say they sent in medicine yesterday for stomach upsets.
It must be very difficult. We understand that. That's why we're seeking to deliver things which look after the comfort and safety of those on board. Obviously, it's a long time on board that aircraft, but we are told that the atmosphere is calm and the negotiations are very businesslike.
There are thought to be 6 armed men with a grievance against Afghanistan's ruling Taliban. The Taliban says they're demanding the release of opposition Army General Ismail Khan. Representatives of the Taliban have arrived in London, but they say they will not negotiate. They've urged the British government to storm the plane. These British security forces were seen lurking nearby, ready to do just that. Britain traditionally does not allow hijacked planes to leave. In the meantime, negotiations continue. Now, British officials tell us the hijackers have made no political demands, but it is interesting that members of the ruling Taliban are now here. In any event, we're told this could go on for several days. Julie?
Hopefully not. Thanks, Kimberly. Kimberly Dozier at Stansted Airport outside London. Israeli warplanes are attacking Lebanon in response to guerrilla attacks against Israeli troops. And Israel now says it will no longer try to avoid civilian casualties when it targets guerrillas based in Lebanon. Jesse Schulman reports.
Israel lashed out in anger at Lebanon overnight, with air raids that left key power relay stations in flaming ruins. The attacks on Lebanon's electricity grid blacked out parts of Beirut and other major cities. Some 20 civilians were reported injured. Aircraft also targeted positions of the Hezbollah guerrillas. Hezbollah's killing of 5 Israeli soldiers occupying Lebanon in the past 2 weeks triggered the overnight raids, after TV pictures showed the agony of wounded and dying soldiers. Rarely do Israel's media show gritty scenes like these of the Lebanon quagmire. The resulting public shock and outrage forced Prime Minister Barak to put on a display of toughness in response. Israelis living in the border zone were ordered to spend the night in underground shelters, in fear Hezbollah would counter the raids with rocket fire. Many border residents chose instead to pack kids into cars and head out of harm's way. There's an added sense this time of futility. Barak has promised to pull out of Lebanon by this summer, So many Israelis are asking, if the troops are coming home soon anyway, why do more soldiers have to die in the meantime? Jesse Schulman, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
The Pentagon may eliminate all top-secret access to former CIA Director John Deutch. Last summer, the agency yanked Deutch's security clearance after he allegedly downloaded classified information on his home computer. It's Republican presidential primary day in Delaware. A revitalized George W. Bush hopes to win big. But Senator John McCain has set his sights on next week's primary in South Carolina. Byron Pitts has the story.
George W. Bush didn't simply rest over the weekend. He reloaded and showed up in Dover, Delaware, energized, angry, and armed with the new slogan.
In this race, there's only one person who can stand up and say, I'm a reformer with results.
It's a retooled message with a sharper edge. Bush claiming his record as Texas governor gives him the mantle of reformer ahead of Arizona Senator John McCain, who's always proclaimed he would clean up Washington by changing campaign finance laws.
I understand that Governor Bush is now a reformer. If so, it's his first day on the job.
McCain called Bush the establishment candidate because of all of his big-name Republican Party endorsements. It's a war of words Bush says he won't back away from.
I learned a good lesson in New Hampshire. I got defined in New Hampshire. There was ads running that said my tax cut plan ate up all the surplus. And I just let it go, remembering the old handshake. It's not going to happen anymore.
Bush may have taken a few shots at McCain in Delaware heading into Tuesday's primary here, but all of his heavy artillery is aimed at South Carolina. And it's in South Carolina where McCain is fighting back, unveiling his own ad to combat the Bush commercials that started airing last week.
This is George Bush's new negative ad, attacking John McCain and distorting his position.
Bush's plan.
Do we really want another politician in the White House America can't trust?
Now, on the one hand, he's asking, the other hand, saying one thing, on the other hand, he's getting that money.
It's campaigning on both sides that goes against a promise both made not to go negative. Bush is almost assured a big victory in Delaware. It's the primary in South Carolina next week that has him worried and promising. I'll take it to McCain this time. Byron Pitts, CBS News, Dover, Delaware.
Coming up on the CBS Morning News, investors' love of technology stocks pushes the NASDAQ higher. And a hacker attack brings down one of the most popular internet sites. But first, here's Dan Rather with a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News.
Tonight on CBS, your government is spending $10 billion to keep us safe from biological and chemical terrorism. Is the money well spent or not? Tonight's CBS Evening News.
This portion of the CBS Morning News sponsored by Mountain Grown Folgers Coffee, the best part of waking up.
This is the time to come alive, to wake the spirit inside. Just taste that mountain grown brew. Now I'll leave my crew. Racing towards the rising sun. The best part of waking up is Folgers in a cup.
When dentures dream, they see the perfect denture cleanser. One with the stain-fighting power of Effordent and the freshening power of Listerine. Well, little friend, dream no more. It's really here. It's called Effordent Plus. It's extra fresh, and nothing gets your dentures cleaner. Effordent Clean and Listerine Fresh. That's Effordent Plus.
Remember this? What about this? Hello. Fads in fashion can be as silly as fads in diets today. That's why I eat Special K. It's not one of those fad diets that makes your weight drop down and then shoot right back up again. It's a delicious breakfast that helps me maintain my weight sensibly. Make a New Year's resolution that will work for years to come. Wouldn't it be nice to look back and think, I looked great?
Look for Cindy on Kellogg's Special K and find out how you can meet her and win a fabulous makeover.
How easy can it get? Easy Go from CenturyTel, the easiest way ever to get cellular or give cellular. We're talking a new cell phone, 40 prepaid minutes, and activation, all for just $39.95. No contract, no age requirement. Replenish minutes anytime. Replenish twice, and the third time's free.
How cool is that?
And Easy Go's the perfect Valentine gift, especially now while you'll get 40 extra minutes free. Easy Go, easy cellular from CenturyTel.
Yahoo's website is back in business this morning after hackers shut it down for several hours, cutting off some email. The company says vandals overloaded its equipment with repeated requests. Monday's problem surprised many computer experts.
A site like Yahoo has such an enormous amount of capacity that somebody trying to jam it simply isn't going to do enough damage to be noticeable. But in this case, apparently they came in with just enough data and just enough sort of extraneous bytes of information to overload the servers.
Yahoo is one of the most popular internet sites, getting millions of visits per day. A big demand for technology stocks drives the NASDAQ higher. CBS Market Watch analyst Betsy Kurtnick has details. Good morning, Betsy.
Good morning. Obviously, Yahoo's problems didn't play in the markets. Good morning, everyone. The new trading day begins with technology stocks capturing investors' attention. The Dow Industrials lost 58 points on Monday, but the NASDAQ gained 77, finishing at a record 43.21. In Tokyo, the Nikkei dropped 76 points overnight. Technology does remain in the spotlight. Networking equipment maker Cisco Systems is scheduled to report earnings after the closing bell. Now, some analysts expect 23 cents a share for the profit. New legal problems could hit the tobacco industry. The Wall Street Journal says a group of class action lawyers is expected to file papers today accusing cigarette makers of price fixing. Other stocks we're watching today, Buy.com. The internet superstore makes its trading debut today. Buy.com sells hardware, software, and books, among other items. IBM set to unveil a new supercomputer. Big Blue says it's the first to use copper chips. The computer is expected to be used to help researchers design drugs and to study the workings of the human brain. And some relief from high oil prices may be on the way. A new study suggests oil-producing nations may increase production this spring to avoid slowing down economic growth, particularly in the Far East. For more on the markets, visit cbs.marketwatch.com. So some relief at the pump may be on the way.
Good. I'll be looking for prices to go down. Thanks, Betsy. Scientists are tracking an asteroid that could strike the Earth sometime in the year 2022. The New York Times reports astronomers first noticed it 2 weeks ago. The odds that it will hit the Earth are said to be 1 in a million. Up next on the CBS Morning News, a look at the day's weather forecast. And in sports, Tiger Woods was pumped as he fashioned a dramatic comeback on his way to his 6th consecutive tournament win.
In families, it's like what's mine is yours. Everyone shares everything, right down to the cold germs. With Kleenex Cold Care, you get 3 germ-blocking layers to help catch cold germs and keep them there. Hey, if there's one thing we can all be a little selfish about, it's our cold germs. Kleenex Cold Care, with or without lotion. Share the love, not the germs.
Let's be honest. There's really no such thing as a gracious winner. You might say things like nice game or shake your opponent's hand. But no matter how humble you are on the outside, deep down on the inside, you're saying, I'm better than you are. The Mitsubishi Galant, ranked the #1 family sedan under 20 grand by Car and Driver. Better than Accord or Camry. Boy, we just love saying that.
Senecot laxative tablets work like second nature overnight.
Now through Valentine's Day, Zales has exquisite platinum hearts, like this half-carat heart for just $4.99. It's a Valentine that will last forever. At Zales stores nationwide or shop online at zales.com.
Let's turn to the nation's forecast. The latest satellite picture shows that it's a tranquil morning from the Rockies to the Atlantic as most areas wake to dry weather conditions. It's a different story west of the Rockies. Skies are gray from Southern California northward to the Canadian border. But the good news is most of the precipitation is rather light. Later today, that trend will continue. All of the west will be cloudy with only a few areas expected to get scattered showers. Meanwhile, the bright sun will make it feel like the middle of April across the plains as the temperatures soar into the 60s. Elsewhere, the southeast will be pleasant while it turns colder once again over the still snow-covered northeast. Now from our weather map, let's go to your hometown. New York, sunny, 33 degrees. Chicago, sunny but windy, 37. Miami, mostly cloudy, 74. Dallas, sunny and 70. Denver, sunny and 64. LA, cloudy, 67 degrees. In sports, Tiger Woods is the first golfer to win 6 PGA events in a row since Ben Hogan did it in 1948. He trailed by 5 strokes going into the last round and by 7 with 7 holes to play. But an eagle on 15 at Pebble Beach moved Tiger within 2 shots.
I was surprised, that one didn't go in. The one on 15, I was very surprised that went in because you never know how the ball's going to spin. Kind of hold it on the slope and make sure I didn't rip it from right to left too much. And it turned out pretty good.
I'll say. Tiger liked his approach on 16 even better. He nearly had back-to-back eagles, but settled instead for a birdie. Feeling Tiger's heat, rookie Matt Gogol missed his par putt on 15, and Tiger was tied. Tiger's birdie on 18 gave him a final round 64 and the lead. When Gogol missed a birdie opportunity on 18, Tiger had won.
11 through 18, you try to hit good shots and take what you can get, but it's a tough test coming home, and it got me today.
I've done it before in the past, coming from behind or edging someone out. That definitely gives you a little shot in the arm coming down the stretch. I've had some good finishes. It probably ranks right up there, not only on our tour, but in amateur golf as well.
In the distance, Tiger is aiming at Byron Nelson's record 11 wins in a row set in 1945. Tiger is playing at the next PGA stop this week in San Diego. In college basketball, Darius Lane's 6th three-pointer put Seton Hall ahead, and Ryan Blackwell missed the last shot as 4th-ranked Syracuse suffered its first loss, 69-67. Elsewhere, number 14 Oklahoma State handled number 20 Kansas. In the NBA, Shaquille O'Neal scored 11 of his 35 points in the 4th quarter, and Rick Fox hit a late 3 as the Lakers came back from 17 points down to beat Denver 106-98. On the scoreboard, the Blazers won at Milwaukee, the Pacers topped the Sixers, the Magic handled the Warriors, and the Hornets beat the Knicks. Straight ahead on the CBS Morning News, another look at our top stories. And Hillary Clinton shuffles off to Buffalo to bring her Senate campaign message to upstate New York.
Labor of love took on a whole new meaning when Kyle was born. 12 hours of labor.
One of life's most joyful moments can also be one of its most painful. But take comfort, as so many women have, in Tylenol, the pain reliever doctors and hospitals choose most.
Come meet your little brother.
Hello. Tylenol, take comfort in our strength.
Tired of having to wait for the great taste of filtered water? Now there's a better way. Get the Pure Touch faucet with a filter right inside. Pure Touch, exclusively from Moen.
We interrupt this program for an important news brief. MCI Now offers 5 cents a minute every day, so you can call every evening and all weekend long. To sign up, just punch in 1-800 every day.
Oh, man, what a ham.
Call 1-800 every day to join.
Let the cold come down. For they will warm up to this day. Quaker oatmeal is the perfect beginning to a winter morning. And do they love it? There will be signs. See, angels leave footprints and empty their bowls. Quaker oatmeal warms you heart and soul.
Imagine what it would be like to spend less time paying bills and more time having fun. Try automatic bill payment. Many companies offer this great alternative to the hassles of writing checks. Payments are withdrawn automatically from your checking or savings account, and there's no checks, postage, late payments, or hassles. Look for an enrollment form in your monthly statement or visit our website at thepaymentsauthority.org.
Take it from me, auto bill payment. You've got better things to do with your time.
At least most people do.
On the CBS Morning News, here's a look at today's weather. Except for some scattered areas of showers along the west coast, much of the nation will be dry. It'll be extremely warm throughout the plains this afternoon as temperatures will soar into the 60s. Here's another look at this morning's top stories. An Alaskan Airlines MD-80 made a safe emergency landing in San Francisco last night after sparks were seen flying from the plane's left engine. The jet had just taken off on a flight to Seattle. A reinvigorated George W. Bush hopes for a big win in today's Republican primary in Delaware. Arizona Senator John McCain is on the stump in South Carolina. Hillary Clinton, now officially a candidate for the Senate, is in Western New York looking for votes this morning. If her first day out is any indication, the Senate race will be loud and expensive. Diana Olick reports.
Wasted no time taking her now official campaign out of New York City and up to a frozen airport in Buffalo.
Thank you so much.
Still trying to make herself at home in her adopted state, she started by chanting the mantra of this campaign.
I may be new to the neighborhood, but I'm not new to your concerns.
But Mrs. Clinton couldn't get far enough from likely opponent Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who tried to make an issue out of a song played at her kickoff. Captain Jack refers to a brand of whiskey.
The message that got out, they say by mistake, which sometimes, if you read Freud, can be the most powerful message. The message that got out by mistake was, let's say yes to drugs.
It's day one and it's nasty. And with the unprecedented amount of money both candidates have raised, there's every reason to believe it will escalate. Mrs. Clinton has raised $8 million to Mayor Giuliani's $11.7 million. CBS News found that almost half of each candidate's cash came from out-of-state donors, well above normal standards.
This is a national campaign, even though it's a campaign for a U.S. Senate seat in the state of New York.
And in this campaign, the money will be the message. Both candidates are already launching heavy television and radio ad campaigns. And with 9 months to go before November, that could break all records. Diana Olick, CBS News, Buffalo, New York.
Oscar-winning director Steven Spielberg is resting at home this morning after undergoing emergency surgery to have a kidney removed. He is expected to fully recover. His spokesperson says Spielberg was having a routine checkup when doctors found what's being called an irregularity on the kidney. Reports say he had surgery last week. Coming up on the early show with Bryant Gumbel and Jane Clayson, the latest on improving your chances of surviving a heart attack. We'll discuss the shocking price of home heating oil with Energy Secretary Bill Richardson. And Martha Stewart has some Valentine's Day menu ideas. All that and much more. I'm Julie Chen, and this is the CBS Morning News.
I don't want to run a marathon. I don't want to go skydiving. I don't want to feel like a kid again. Though, not feeling ancient would be nice. All I really want is to be able to climb the stairs and give Michael a bath.
Vioxx is here, a prescription medicine for the most common type of arthritis pain, osteoarthritis. One little pill, taken just once a day, can provide 24-hour relief. In rare cases, serious stomach problems such as bleeding can occur without warning. People with allergic reactions such as asthma to aspirin or other arthritis medicines should not take Vioxx. Tell your doctor if you have liver or kidney problems. For more information, ask your doctor or pharmacist about once daily Vioxx for the relief of osteoarthritis pain. And you may be able to plan your day around your life instead of your pain. Vioxx for everyday victories.
Tucked away into a cozy shop, Ferrari's Boutique is a special place where you'll happily discover a unique variety of products for your mind, body, and spirit. Rejuvenate and revitalize from head to toe with your favorite hair and nail products, handmade scented soaps, various shower gels, lotions, and custom blended foundation, plus an exceptional selection of specialized gift cards. Breathe in healing aromatherapy and sample delectable goodies. For you or a friend, a special gift can always be found at Ferrari's Boutique.
Your Valentine message is at Walgreens. Say I love you with a box of delicious Russell Stover or Whitman's candy, or perhaps a gift of his or her favorite designer fragrance. And of course, pick the perfect Hallmark Valentine to express your sentiments. You can even make your own photo Valentines at our photo center. There are lots of ways to say I love you at Walgreens.
Sunday.
This morning's Eye on America looks at terrorism and how to fight it. Experts say that terrorists could strike anywhere. So U.S. officials now are determined to put anti-terrorist tools everywhere. Jim Stewart reports.
If ever there was a defining moment in the war against terrorism, this was it. Rush hour, March 20th, 1995, in the downtown Tokyo subway. An apocalyptic Japanese religious sect filled plastic bags with sarin nerve gas, punctured them with an umbrella, and killed 12 people. The whole world took notice.
There's no question that the United States and like-minded countries really got their head snapped back by the attack.
And for good reason. Tokyo was the first definitive proof that madmen could build weapons of mass destruction. Those chemical, biological, and nuclear weapons normally found only in the arsenals of superpowers. And no world leader was more impressed than President Bill Clinton.
Let's go do a quick assessment and see what we've got.
So the preparations have begun. Convinced that it's no longer a question of if we'll be attacked, but when, President Clinton has quietly pushed spending on anti-terrorism to historic highs, $10 billion this year alone, and the bulk of it is on weapons of mass destruction measures.
What are you going to do with the public here?
Emergency training like this in Miami has been started for 120 cities considered likely targets. This animal disease center on Plum Island off New York is being turned into a top-secret lab to study human bioweapons. And even Lawrence Livermore Labs in California, once famous for designing nuclear bombs, is now busy finding ways to thwart biological and chemical terrorism.
This device right here can read 10 different organisms at one time.
Livermore, in fact, is already rushing to re-engineer this machine, which is set for use at this summer's political conventions, into a handheld version that can quickly detect chemical or biological weapons.
So if you ever get this thing small enough and cheap enough, you could put one in every cop car.
That's the idea, yes.
And the cops are going to need them. At this federally funded Texas A&M training center, police and firemen from across the country use a fake train wreck to practice dealing with a terrorist nerve gas attack. And the first thing they usually learn is that the first of them to respond may be among the first to die.
We got one alive.
Millions are also being pumped into protective clothing. Eventually, every cop, fireman, and paramedic in America will have gear like this. Every small-town police department will have a portable decontamination center. All a mayor has to do is ask. It all looks and sounds so thorough, so well thought out. It makes you wonder why more and more of the nation's top experts on this deadly subject are starting to ask, are we paying too much attention to the wrong kind of threat? In Washington, this is Jim Stewart for Eye on America.
And that's the CBS Morning News for Tuesday, February 8th. Be sure to join us later for the early show with Bryant Gumbel and Jane Clayson. I'm Julie Chen. Have a great day.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the internet and on our interactive partner, America Online, at keyword CBS News.
Experience you can trust. CBS News.
And now the weather.
Out to the west, a little rain. Out to the east, a little snow. Cold temperatures up across the northeast. And pretty chilly down through the south. Ice, sleet, and freezing rain. You're going to see a little snow up across northern New England. Cold. That's all you need to know. There's bad weather down through the south.
Win a free romantic getaway. Watch The Early Show weekday mornings.
Don't you love wintertime?
The real story of JonBenet Ramsey. Perfect Murder, Perfect Town. CBS February.
It's a tough world. Now there's one exciting car actually designed to take it. Grand Am. The only car built with solid form design. Grand Am. Excitement. Well built. Current GM owners and lessees, apply your loyalty-driven offer and get this great lease offer. Call for important lease details. See your Pontiac dealer today.
John McCain's attack on Governor Bush's tax plan isn't true, and McCain knows it.
McCain's economic advisor says he'd support Bush's plan. $2 trillion to protect Social Security, pay down debt, and a real tax cut.
McCain's plan increased